Good evening, folks, and welcome along to once again the eDTM series. And tonight we are racing at the high speed ring in reverse. That is most importantly, we do remember that in reverse. And this is race 7 of the third season. And it looks like we have some pretty torrential conditions as well. It looks like we could have a bit of a daylight issue, could be at night time. I have been going into the actual footage of the race, watching it, and not getting any sound. So I'm hoping that's just a lobby glitch in the one there, just while they're just practicing. I'm hoping maybe once Phil does resets it again, it might get rid of that. Oh, you got my sound, but do you have any actual engine noise? Because I wasn't getting that through my actual screen, I'm afraid, Falconer. So you have to let me know if you're getting that. But I've checked everything and I can't do a lot more about it. Because once I go back to as you can see with, well, I'm looking at you here and D-Max, Jay Riken and Meredith, welcome back Meredith, and there's Phil, and there's Tasha, and there's Christian. If I go back into the menu, and at the moment I can't hear anything, but go back into this, you can just hear the distant sounds of engines, which is normal. But it's a bit unusual why I'm not getting any actual while I go to spectate. So if we don't get any, apologies. I don't know how to get any sound. I've checked everything. I'll have a look, Richie. That means I've got to get Discord up. Hang on. Good evening to you as well, Richie. I hope everyone's doing well. Looking for another interesting race. We'll just have to see what happens. So just bear with me while I check what Richie's telling me about. So I'll just go quiet for a few moments because I've got to concentrate and typing. Yep, so that all looks very interesting, Richie. Yep, okay. I won't give anything away, but it does look interesting, folks, about what's going to happen in this race. But I just hope once this lobby gets changed, that the sound will come back. But we'll see. Probably another glitch that our famous friends at Gran Turismo like to give us. So we'll just have to see. But if it doesn't, I don't think I can really do anything about it, unfortunately, folks. We shall see. Hiya, Phil. Thanks for hopping in the chat. Oh, an unexpected error has occurred. We've been chucked out. Oh dear. Let's go back again now. Was that something to do with me? Let's hope we can get back into the lobby and we're back in. No, I don't want to do that. Again, not getting any sound from the actual when I'm spectating, which is very frustrating. So I can't do anything about that, folks. I don't know why it's doing that. Why that's not suddenly working. There's always something. Nothing ever goes smoothly. But quality time, and I think Phil has announced quality time, so Let's get out there anyway and just get all the options up. Everyone's out. There we go, got some outlaps, and now is Christian doing some, are they all doing dodgy, oh, Michael's been put onto intermediate, so everyone's gone back into the pits. Hang on, let me exit again, see what's going. Check tyres, yeah, everyone check your tyres. Right, now everyone's going out. And again, I'm not getting any sound from the actual race. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. So I can't really do anything about it, I'm afraid. So anyway, let's watch. So Phil's on his outlap, so Phil's out first, so it looks like he may be the first one setting a time. Christian's behind him, then Jay Reineken, then we got Falconer, then we got Tasha, then we got D-Max, then we got Michael there. Himself plenty of space. But obviously slipstream around a track like this could be very handy, so there's Neredith, good to see them back. Again, hoping Paramax is making a recovery. Who's getting better at all? I haven't seen anything, so do send my best, obviously, to Paramaxi once again. I'm sure that we all do. And here goes Phil. He's going to be the first one over the line. You see, you can hear the menu button things working, but for some reason, no race sound effects. Sorry, just had to have a little bit of a drink there. Oh, Michael didn't realise he was on intermediate, so he's had to pit again. I'm sure he'll get that sorted. So here we go. We know at the moment for qualifying, we've got nice, sunny, dry conditions for qualifying. So that usually goes on for 15 minutes. So I'll see how many laps they can get in. But obviously the wear and fuel depletion is there, so it's all about judging the right time to be on a good set of tyres, and when your fuel depletion has gone down a little bit, to get the best possible sort of conditions for the car when it's on lightest fuel load and fresher tyres. And here comes Phil. He's now about to complete his first lap. So there we go, 110. But Christian beats him by 0.6 of a second. Look at that, they're all flying to it, and Tasha's gone into pole by another 0.4. So there we go. See, it's where people position themselves in the slipstream. I hope there'll be no wall riding here. None of that going on. So we can look through it now. So we've got Tasha in pole, a provisional pole, D-Max second, Christian third, Phil fourth, Reineken in fifth, Falconer in sixth, and Meredith is now about to complete a lap by the looks of it. There he goes, and he's sitting in seventh, and Michael still on his out lap, so he's about to start one. Obviously, which goes back from intermediate to down. So, there's a little bit of wall riding going on here. What's going on? So the old glitching still there. And there we go. So they've gone a little bit quicker by the looks of it. No, she didn't go any quicker. So I think Phil went a little bit quicker. Christian has, but he's still 0.4 off. He's just slightly a little bit quicker than D-Max. Falconer in fourth, Phil in fifth. Joey Rankin down in sixth at the moment. I'm sure, though, he may get a little bit closer. Now is seventh, and is Michael close to setting a lap? He is. Now it is coming around to set their second lap. What time can they produce? And the Porsche. Yeah, they've gone a lot quicker there. Gone up to sixth, ahead of Jay Reineken. Good effort. And here comes Michael. And at the moment, that's his first lap though, so he's 3 seconds off the pace, just over a second behind Jay Reineken, but he'll try and get going. Oh, and it looks like, ooh, now we've got some dodgy conditions coming in, a few spits and spots of rain. I can see people with their wipers on. Light is beginning to fade. So has the best gone? Will we get any faster times? Was it all about getting out there as quickly as possible? So you get all them sounds, but for some reason I'm not getting the race sound. Really, really weird. Obviously I'm going through the laptop through Streamlabs, but it's worked fine before. So why those sounds are coming through, not the race sounds, that sounds more like an issue with Gran Turismo to me, but we shall see. So there's still no real damp on the shall we say the moisture marker next to the where the tyre wear is being shown there. Nothing coming through on that at the moment, so maybe the track still is in perfectly good enough condition to set faster times. Christian's got a good tow from Phil here at the moment. Will that help him out? It certainly has, and he's gone into a provisional pole position and has gone nearly 4 tenths ahead of Tasha there. A lot of sparks. I wasn't sure when it does go dark because there's not many lights around this track apart from underneath the tunnel. It's you don't see the cars very well at all apart from the lights. It's not too bad when you're up close, but it's not gone to full darkness yet, so we shall have to see how that comes about. So he's a bit judging that final corner. Oh, I like to see here's Tashi, that sharp one right the second to last corners. If you get it right, you get a good lap, but if you get it slightly wrong, it can make it all your lap go all wrong. See how Phil's getting on. There he is. Again, he's providing a good tow for Christian here at the moment. And Chris is making a very good use of that, I'm sure. But not this time. He hasn't improved. D-Max is now coming out of the pits with some more soft tyres. Do you reckon? A bit surprising. Maybe he doesn't like this track very much, but still down there in 6th. Now this is 7th. Michael there. It's improved a little bit, and he's improving again here. Currently at the moment. It's now only 2.7 off the pace. But he needs another second to be able to actually displace Meredith in 7th ahead of him. That's that, yeah. But a little bit of an improvement. He's under a second behind Meredith now. But that's still quite a bit to find. So from 1st to 7th is 1.6 seconds of a gap. Not too bad, pretty close, but it is a pretty short lap. So, and he's gone even quicker there, has Mr. Vines. So he's now got a gap of nearly half a second from Tasha in 2nd place. She's just nearly 3 tenths ahead of Phil, who's hopped up into 3rd now. Falconer, who's in 4th. D-Mac is in 5th. And then we've got Jay Reineken there just over a second off the pace. There it is still in 7th, so not changing a lot at the moment. Maybe the track might be just a little bit greasy, something like that. And that's what's not really changing things around too much, but Chris is still able to find a bit of time. Marshall's now gone out on the intermediates, maybe just say get used to them. Just bear with me folks, I'm going to grab a quick swig of drink. Just going to fiddle around with the settings on the old Yeah, can't figure anything out there. Make sure no one's trying to contact me via this. Ooh, was someone pointing the wrong way there, or am I imagining things? Probably imagining things. So Chris is up there in first, and then Phil's moved up into second place. Only just ahead of Tash, who's in third. And we go back into fourth to Falconer. These two guys are never too far away from each other in qualifying. Michael seems to be. Oh no, here we go. He's changed tyres and he's out. Still on the softs. And he's letting everyone go past. Sensible man. Maybe he was still on intermediates, but I swear he was on soft tyres, or he swapped to intermediates without realising. That's why he's come back in. Everyone trying to get some sort of benefit of a tow from someone. Where are we at now? Just gone over 11 minutes. So the 2-minute warning is not far away, just a couple of minutes away, sort of nearly there, but not quite. Looks like Mr. Vines looks like he may have just took the best out of those tyres now. But certainly a couple of tenths off his best time, so that's pretty impressive on those tyres. And made a new lap. There we go. She's gone back up in second. Just literally creeped ahead of Phil there by just under 300ths of a second. And then Phil's only 5,000ths of a second ahead of Falconer. So very tight up here. The top four's only covered by just under 4/10 of a second. Yeah, so the top five are within within 9/10. So yeah, pretty tight on this track. Everyone's matching each other fairly well. It's just the sort of last 2 or 3 drivers that are a little bit cut adrift. Oh, seems to be Phil setting purple sectors. Let's keep with him, see what he can do. But then Chris has gone straight past him, so let's see what he does first, because he's gone ahead. That might mean he's going even quicker. And then Phil didn't go any quicker, I'm afraid. And Tash has now gone back up into pole. Pretty impressive. It's hard to see any of this, unless they're all next to each other with the lights. You only see the names floating above the car, or when we go underneath the tunnel here. There we go. So only 2/10 between the leaders there. Phil is another 3/10 back from Mr. Vines. Still that 5,000s ahead of Falconer. Oh, Falconer's run out of the important stuff, petrol. D-Max is still in fifth, so positions apart from the top 2 or 3 keep changing around again. Oh, and Tash has done nearly a couple of 360s there. Got going again. Right. Oh, hang on. No. Because he was doing it before. 1 minute. There we go, 1 minute. Cheers, Matt. You too, mate. Have a good one. So, time just suddenly jumps away from you. So if you're listening, Phil, probably just allow everyone to get into the pits and do what they want to do with changing their tyres. Don't just quickly hook it off as soon as it hits 15, mate. Just let everyone get into the pits. Give everyone a chance to sort of change their tyres. But I don't think anyone else will be on a quicker lap or anything. So if you want to change your tyres now, folks, this is your chance. Ooh, press the wrong thing. As ever, I always do. So whatever tyres you want to start the race on, folks, this is your chance now. And looks like Phil's now finished the lobby. And here we go, we get ready now. Qualifying is finished. Please wait for the host to start the race. Oh, now this is a bit different. Usually it goes automatically into the race, so that's pretty good. It's come back. So they obviously updated that in the lobby. That's fantastic. That's good news. It's a lot better, isn't it, Phil? Now that's what we were waiting for, you see. I didn't even have to say 1 minute. No, you can't, Falconer, because this is as loud as it gets. I would like to know, Falconer, are you getting any race volume from engine noise? If you're not, can you just give me a yes or no on that? Hi, Jeffro. Hope you're well. Not too bad, mate. I'm just a bit annoyed that for some reason, well, for me anyway, the race volume isn't coming through. I don't know why. Oh, and Tasha's left, or she's either something's happened. She's been kicked out. No, you're not getting any race volume now. Yeah, so sorry about that. I can't help that. I don't know why it's doing that. I think in future I'll always stream direct from the PlayStation. Last time I did it from going to StreamYard, it was absolutely fine, but this time it's not. Unless it's a glitch in Gran Turismo, I have to see what happened with the other lobbies and see if they've had the same problem. Because I'm fine when I'm here in this particular page in the menu. It's absolutely no problem at all. You can hear the engine noises, but as soon as I hit into spectate, that's when we have the problem. So I don't really quite understand why that's all about, what that is all about. And probably the reason why you can't hear me, Falcon, that's quite so well is because you're all the way down there in New Zealand. That's my excuse anyway. Nothing to do with my monotone voice. Right, so I don't know what happened here because obviously Tash left it. It's made out she's left the room. I don't know whether she's been cut out because of an internet problem or what. So that might be just why Phil's holding back here. Right, we're in a loading screen. Thanks for that, Mr. Vines. Appreciate that update. Surprising I'm not in a loading screen, you know, but no. Yeah, qualifying is finished. Please wait for the host to start the race. Obviously, there are different people who are on PS4 to PS5. Sometimes that can affect things. And Michael's left the room now. Oh dear. Don't say these lobbies are getting even more glitchy than before. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, fingers crossed, toes and everything else. Looks like someone tried to enter into the room. That's Michael. There he is. He's joined the room. Hello, Michael. I don't know whether it automatically finds his time again. I don't know. But he was at the back of the grid anyway. So we're just waiting patiently here, folks, waiting for the race to start. Like I say, Mr. Vines has informed me in the chat, as you can see, that they're just in a loading screen waiting for the race to start. Obviously, I haven't used the lobby. I'm sure the folks have been in the practicing and so forth. I don't know what it's been like since the update. I'm not sure. I can never remember in the old days when we had qualifying, if you did leave the room and get disconnected out, and you came back in, whether you could enter a race which has already started, even though you were in the qualifying. If you'd gone out and come back in again, I'm not sure if you'd be able to get back in to start the race. I'm not sure. I've got a, pardon me, excuse me there, a sneaky suspicion it never liked you doing that, because it doesn't give me the option to enter the race, for example. So, as you can see at the moment, I would have thought if they could enter the race, they would have, Tasha and Michael there would have entered the race by now by clicking in the tick to enter, but they've still got dashes next to their name. I do, because I never do enter the race, I just spectate. Michael's left the room again. Ooh. He's trying to come back in. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of there. Like I say, Falcons are putting that note in there due to because they've cut in and out again. It's not allowing them back in. But I mean, the only way you could do it is someone making a note of what your order was, and Phil could set the room up again and then manually put the names in the order. Can you still do that? You could do that in Gran Turismo Sport. Obviously, I don't know. Is that something they still allow you to do in Gran Turismo 7, where you can manually put the grid order in? Let's refer to the operating manual, shall we, Tasha? That's the way I look at it. Who has an operating manual to go over what happens here? Obviously, at the end of the day, you've got to all come to an agreement about how to sort this, because obviously there's something not quite right here. If you're in a loading screen and nothing's happening, something not quite right. Obviously, I would have thought if there had been a problem, it's been working all right in. Yeah, Falcon's asking that because I don't know if Phil's seen the message yet. We got a message in Discord just in case there's something to do with that. Oh, that's Mr. Jeffro. Doing a bit of art of rallying. If you're going live at some point. Obviously, they brought qualifying back in, but it's not working properly. They forgot how to work that out. Okie dokie, Phil. What you're asking, Daiko, and is that who you're asking? It's whether you get an answer because they could be racing. Yeah. Yeah, it's how you all feel, really. Yeah, just everyone vote. Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about me in terms of time. I am tired today, but I'm quite happy to allow. Yeah, I'll be still here to allow you to re-qualify again. I'll still keep chirping away here. If you want to start again, doesn't it's the important decision is between you folks, the drivers. Obviously, just make sure you let Tasha know. Hopefully, she's in the chat. Maybe she can hear. Yeah. So Phil's hosting. I think they're going to all re-qualify again, which is fair enough. At least I don't have to worry about the 15 minutes bit because it sorts itself out now. But it doesn't seem as though it moves you on to a race, which is a little bit disappointing. But we'll just allow Phil to reset that room and we'll try get going again. No, if you're talking to me, Chris, it's not a problem at all. It's not your fault. It's the game, isn't it? Because like I say, what's frustrating me is there's no sound when I go to spectate. Suddenly there's no race sound. There's menus. Yeah, like when I push buttons, you can hear that, and when you hit sector times, boo, and you hear that. But there's no engine sounds, and I've got all the settings for them to be on. So why that's not working? I got a funny feeling that's a glitch as well. I have to see what the others have in their streams. Yeah, right, he's here somewhere. Here we go. Let me just see if I can find another one. And just see if there's any sound coming from their race. If there is, I'm very annoyed. Yeah, Matt's there doing that one. Yeah, he's got sound, but he goes straight from his PlayStation. Maybe that's something to do with it. I don't know. Or the lobby just getting a little bit. It's to do with this. Yeah, maybe resetting it might do it good. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see, folks. We shall see. So we're back in the lobby again. So obviously he'll set. We'll see when it clicks on it. Let me just go to spectate again. Now it's gone quiet for me. So why that does that? Now look at that. Look. Replay options is not a replay. Yeah, no, I just haven't got any race sound at all, Chris. Yeah, when I'm spectating you. So I don't know what that's all about. Just doing a bit of practice here, just making sure everyone's there. Who are we missing? Just Michael, isn't it, at the moment? I think it's just Michael. Is he coming back? Michael, please come back. Come on down. Come on down. Hopefully he'll have a go at rejoining. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And he should be able to enter, and he'll hop ahead of me, and then we'll be all ready to go. There we are. So hopefully Phil can get it started again. I'll just look for it to see when it clicks over to qualifying. Caught me out last time. He's put quali time. There we go. So I should see it go to qualifying 15 minutes with a bit of luck. Then we know to go to track. It's amazing I can hear. What annoys me is that there's engine sounds when I'm in this menu page here looking at the lobby, but as soon as I go to spectate, it disappears. I've said that enough times now. Talking about it otherwise isn't going to change it. Right, here we go, and we're in qualifying. Who leaves first? There's Phil. He's out and about again. He's out there first. So here we go again. So another 15 minutes of qualifying. See how it goes. So it may frustrate a few of the people who did well in the qualifying, but then again, it's all there to do well again. Obviously, the settings will be the same in this qualifying, so we'll see. Obviously, it'll start off dry, and then it's about getting a lap time, a good clean lap in there as quickly as possible. So we'll follow Phil around because he theoretically. Oh, someone's spun around. Who's that one? I think it was Christian, wasn't it? I think. But we shall see. Right. We're back to that. Thank you. Here comes Phil. He's coming out to finish his out lap. And he's about to start his first flying lap. Here we go. Let's follow him round. The high-speed ring in reverse. I don't race on this very often. Generally only when I've been doing the single-player cafe menu books that I've done this tracking. Much slower cars. So it's... but going this way isn't too bad that I've found. But just that... Oh, this corner now comes to second, the penultimate right-hander now going to come up for Phil. Going across the bridge here is one I find very difficult to try and do well or do it very fast. Here we go. Phil about to set the target time. So there's no one really huddles this time, so they're all sort of fairly spread out. So as Phil passes, we'll go to the next driver behind, and there we go. There we go. Tasha's gone second. What about Mr. Vines? Here he goes into a provisional pole. Mr. Ronigan, he stays there in fifth. Falconer, he jumps up into fifth. Here comes Meredith. What's he going to be able to achieve? He goes into fourth. Impressive from Mr. Meredith and Michael to bring up the rear. Yep, but he's a bit closer this time. So he's got a chance now to improve and hopefully get a little bit closer. He's probably a little bit like me. He doesn't like this track very much and struggles a bit with it. So let's just go back to, where is he? Here's Phil. He'll be again setting the time again first. So can he make any impression on Mr. Vines and getting that provisional pole back? And he's improved, very close. D-Max Tash, I don't think she improved. Right, let's go to Mr. Vines again. Is he going quicker? No, everyone's a bit slower. Who's next? He had no. Falconer went a bit quicker. There we go. Going up to fourth. Mr. Meredith coming up to fifth. Here we go. No improvement there. Quite a bit slower. Here comes Michael across the line. Can he improve? No, again, 2 seconds off. So go back to Phil. Again, should be the first one to set a lap. Just bear with me again. I need another drink. And Phil making an improvement this time. The clouds are darkening. As you can see, the light is fading. Will they get these conditions for much longer? Right, who's next on the track? D-Max went a bit quicker. He's up in sixth there. So we've got just Jay Ryan just ahead of Falconer. We'll see if he goes ahead. I don't think he's only got it, but then D-Max, Falconer's gone a little bit quicker. No, who have I missed out? Mr. Meredith, there we go. Not any quicker. Here comes Michael around the final corner. And Michael's improved a little bit. He's 2.3 off the pace. A second off Ryan in seventh. So is that back to Phil now? Yeah, here we go. Can he improve? Everyone sorts up. Most of the people set their best time on their first flying lap. Still seems to be the case. It's only been like Falconer and D-Max and Meredith that have sort of improved their times, and I think Michael did once. Here comes Mr. Vines again. Oh, yes, he's improved it this time. Just stretch that lead out over Phil a little bit more. Here's Mr. Meredith. He's not far off Falconer in fourth, so... Oh, no, not quite. Need to get back into those. We need some low 109s now. Here comes Michael. Oh, only just slower than his best. Is that the best we're going to be able to offer? Is anyone be able to improve now in the last sort of 8 minutes or so? Oh, look at Mr. Vines there, scraping a bit of wall riding there. But we'll let go of that. Look at those beautiful sparks. It's good at this time of night. And D-Max has gone a little bit quicker. He's up into fifth now. He took Nereda's fifth. So our two New Zealand drivers are fourth and fifth on the grid so far, provisionally. Have a look at Phil again. There he goes. In his Porsche. Push it, Phil. Sorry, the commentator is showing no bias here. Sorry, no bias at all. Encouraging all drivers, push it, push it. What can Phil do this time? Is he going any quicker? Doesn't look like it. I think most of the drivers are now trying to go any quicker. There's D-Max. Is he going to... Yes, a little bit. Tasha, no. Here comes Meredith. Can they get their fifth place back? Jay Ryken in seventh. Can they improve on seventh at all? Falconer has set a new time. They improved their time in fourth. No improvement from Raikkonen. Struggling a little bit on this track. Now just holding on to 6th. They're still very close to 5th though, only 0.05 of a second away. Here comes Michael. Can he get any closer? No. Let's go back with Phil. I just want to see. Okay, yep. Let's go to Phil. He's first. Come crossing over this line once again. No. No improvements there. He's gone in. Mr. Vines has gone into the pits. Falconer, here he comes. Can he improve again? He's definitely been chipping away on a number of laps and he's done it again. He's now still just keeps getting further and further to 4th, getting a little bit closer to Tasha in 3rd, only just over a 10th away. Right. We're now in the final 5 minutes of this qualifying session. All the sparks are either scraping along the barrier or bottoming out on the ground there. Here comes Phil again. See what time he can set. But the best times do be seen to getting away from most people, except for Falcon. Falcon is always the one who seems to be able to set a new time. Can he do it again? See, the last lap they set a 108.9. But no, they're coming into the pits, so no. Follow D-Max around a bit underneath the tunnel. Just ahead of Tasha there. There's Meredith coming over the line once again. Struggling there to make any improvement of pace. Michael about to cross the line once again. Again, following a similar pattern to that first attempt at qualifying session, if we look from 1st down to 6th, it's all within sort of 9/10 of a second, then it sort of jumps a bit to Ronican in 7th and Michael in 8th. So those first 6 drivers are pretty close. So sort of top 6 positions you like to think are going to be fairly competitive if we can get a race started this time. We'll just have to hope the Gran Turismo gods will pay attention to us this time. See the light rain coming down. But the moisture meter doesn't seem to pick up on it. Let's just have a look at can't use that. What button is it for that? Oh dear. That doesn't make any difference. Change the view, we know about that. Oh, triangle button seems to zoom in. Never noticed that one before. So where are we now? Where's here? Everyone sort of seems to be coming in now, changing their tyres. Or they think they can give it another go. It's back on the 5th lap that Mr. Vines set his pole position time. Provisional pole. Phil did it on the third lap for his best lap. Tasha on the third lap as well. Falconer was not that long ago on the 8th lap. D-Max on the 10th lap. Cool. Meredith quite a while ago, I think literally the 2nd lap. Ryan was on the 4th. Michael was on the 4th. Tasha and D-Max seem to be having a race in qualifying, or trying to benefit from the tow from each other. But we're less than a minute now from the 15 minutes, so I think people, because of the, as you can see now, the moisture meter is now telling us it is a little bit too wet. So probably no one will be able to improve their times. Now we're just got to see if, like I said before, the Gran Turismo gods will work for us and allow us to enter a race. So we've got the time to officially count down. Just, tell you what, let's do that. That will tell us the results in a minute. Qualifying 3, 2, 1, 0. And then we have another 35 blah, 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 laps to go, seconds to go. And I think that is the grid order there. What we can see is it'll be Mr. Vines and Phil and Tasha and Falconer and D-Max and Meredith and Reineken and Michael. A nice mixture of cars. We've got 3 Porsches in there. One right at the front row and 2 of them towards the back. Obviously you have Mr. Vines' Mercedes, Tasha's Huracan, and then Falconer's BMW, D-Max's Mercedes, and Mr. Reineken's Mercedes. So here we go, we're getting ready for the race. So qualifying is finished. Let's see what happens this time. Please wait for the host to start the race. So it says for the host to start the race. So we're just waiting for, I'm sure the guys will probably say they're in a loading screen again, so we'll just have to see. Yeah, it's not too much different to the original grid before, is it? So as long as we can get the race started, it won't matter. The sound of silence. I mean, I hope it's nothing to do with me, but I'm all wired in. Both the PlayStation and laptop, so a reasonable good speed. I'm on super fiber, whatever they call it. Not full fiber yet. Ooh. Waiting on host to press start, I hope. Well, I can't believe Phil would have left it too long. Yeah, good luck to everyone. Hopefully the race will get started. I'm just crossing the fingers it'll... Ready up, Phil saying ready up. Hey, we're getting a countdown this time, folks. That's exactly what we want. And that's countdown. Spectate, please. Yeah. Here we go. And the lights go. 2, 1, go! Here we go. Well, now I've got to switch this a bit. Just change the view. Mr. Vines is having a clear start, and everyone's sort of jumping around. There's always a bit of glitching going on, but Tash is jumping around a little bit. But it is to be expected. I don't think they've got. Then come back in again. There we go. And we're back on. Oh. So Mr. Vines is out ahead in the lead. Tash is in second. Phil's in third. D-Max on Phil there. Then Falcon's in fifth. Jay Ryken in sixth. Meredith is just dropped down to seventh. Michael bring up the rear in eighth, but not far away. If they all keep within the slipstream, they should hang on to each other. So let's see what happens. So this is the first lap completed. I'll make some sound effects myself. I don't blame you, Phil. It's been you're a bit long. We're a bit longer than normal. You had to be. I totally understand. When you gotta go, you gotta go. We all panicked a little bit there, thinking it wasn't working again, but no, this time it worked. That's fantastic. So I'll try and make some sound effects as well, while There we go. So I'll bring a little bit of race effects there for you. So Tash is just trying to keep hold of Mr. Vines there. Not let him get away. Phil in third. Oh no, it's D-Max in third. We just lost him. Phil's dropped down to fifth. Brady's following Falconer very close by. He'll want to get back to that non-alcoholic bottle of bubbly podium position as quickly as he possibly can. Looks like everyone started on soft tyres, but it looks like they have. Right, let's get back to these two. Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil's got back up to fourth. The man, the hooligan, he's got back to fourth. Go through the tunnel. Can you make an impression now back on D-Max? He's still got Falconer for company though, so you've still got to be aware of him. There we go. But Phil can't really make any impressions. He's still trying to fight in fifth place. A moment to make any impression on D-Max, so but Falconer. There we go. I think the sort of quick around right hander. Can you fully focus on D-Max? Let's just quickly pop back to the lead. There's Tasha in second, and Mr. Vines just pulled out of a gap of about a second and a half. Tasha's third. 2 seconds apparently. It doesn't look like 2 seconds when you look at that view, but that's what it is apparently. Yeah, it doesn't look like 2 seconds, but there we go. D-Max a second over Phil. Phil's got half a second over Falconer. Jay Rockinen sort of on their own a little bit in sixth. Michael's got up to seventh. Meredith has dropped down to eighth, but not too far behind Michael. So, as you can see, we're losing daylight again in this race. Will it be similar to qualifying? Will anything else happen? Will the conditions change? It is a possibility of mixed conditions, but we'll just have to see what happens. So everyone just trying to keep as close to their rivals as possible. Keeping it on the track, I'm sure, at the moment. But we'll stick with this sort of battle for third almost. It seems to be between D-Max, Phil and Falconer at the moment. Seems to be the most intense action on track so far. We are just over 5 minutes into this race, of a half-an-hour race. And we're coming up to soon to be starting lap 5. Obviously a short lap, so we'll see quite a few laps, I would have thought. Looking at it for 30 minutes, so I think there's going to be probably about between 20 and 25 laps. That's my best guess I'm going to come up with. Can I see the odd spot in the air again? I think I can. I don't think they were sparks. I think that was spots of rain, but we shall see. Nothing appearing on the moisture as yet. Good evening, Darren. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. Apologies for being no race car sound. For some reason, it's, I get, say, like if I'm following a particular driver and they set a fastest lap, the BGM sound effects come on, but no race engine sound for some reason. It's all saying it should be on, and when I've checked menu settings on the game, so I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's because I'm going through streamers. It shouldn't be, because I've used it before with no problem. But the only way I'll know is by doing a test run when I stream it. Try to do a private stream direct to lobby and see if it does it again. I checked Matt's and he goes through direct to his PlayStation. He's on a PlayStation 4 though, and he's got race sound. I don't know why I haven't. It's the first time I noticed it. When I'm in the menu screen on the lobby, it's fine. But yeah, apologies about that. I will make some engine sounds of cars going past now and again, just to make it a bit more realistic for you. But again, thanks Dan for tuning in. I hope you are well. Like I said, this seems to be the main battle on track at the moment. Fighting for third. These two literally covered by a couple of seconds from third to fifth. It's sort of all evened itself out. Everyone's sort of holding station at the moment. No big moves seem to be being made. Let's just better be fair and just pop back to the leader. Well, he's not far ahead of Tash. I don't know if he's made a little mistake somewhere or Tash has been able to quickly hop and pull him back in. They've got a 4.5 second lead over third place though. Oh, Phil's fighting with D-Max and he's got back to third. There we go. See, as soon as I move away. And RC said, oh, well, you can only try. I know how Porsche. I don't know if I do a Porsche. But D-Max is coming back at Phil a bit here, coming around to the pit straight. He's sort of edging third at the moment as D-Max once again, so a bit of a scrap here. One hell of a scrap. Phil's still thinking it's rightfully his again. And he's got that inside line. He's took third again, sort of swiped across D-Max there a little bit. No contact, but close racing, close but fair. They go into the tunnel once again. Phil's got that advantage of being in third. Can he break that slipstream this time? Can he get going, sort of break away from the two New Zealanders? And Tash just dropped back again a bit, down to 1.4 seconds behind. D-Max is not giving up his non-alcoholic bottle of bubbly without a fight. So he's not letting. Yes, yeah, yeah. It often happens more on the fact I think where people are, I would have thought in the world where the lag comes from, Darren. I would guess. I mean, obviously, I don't know if some of them are used in PlayStation 4s or if they're all wired up. I know they ask for people to be wired up, but I just assume so. D-Max again giving Phil a bit of a hard time. He's not letting him go. But yeah, there is still a little bit of jumping around. That hasn't really changed a lot, I think, from when we started this third season. It's been like that most of the time, I think. I think in all the lobbies, from Pro to Pro-Am to this one. Ah, that's it. I forgot to put Am Lobby in the title. I'll change that at the end of the race. Edit that. Well, we've lost daylight. It's now dark, but still looks like the conditions are dry. We are now 11 and a half minutes in. Third race. No change in. Fuel for people is getting low, as you can see. Ooh. Tasha was putting some heat into those front left rights racing softs there. You can see the red glow around the tyres. So let's have a look at fuel for me. So Mr. Vines is not too bad. Oh, he's had a bit of a moment. He's gone off. And Tasha's got a chance here. Can Tasha get past? She's got the run. And I think she has. Oh, now we can now see a few spits of rain now coming down. Did that what caused Mr. Vines a bit of a moment? I wouldn't have thought so. The moisture meter is not showing up any signs of real dampness on the track as yet. So, I wonder what happened to Mr. Vines there. That was on lap 11. So if I remember in a replay, we'll double check that out. But obviously he had a moment where he went wide and hit the barrier. By the looks of it, he may have had some damage which may have slowed him down. And now the others just behind here don't look that far behind. And D-Max, because of his low levels of fuel, has had to pit. And we now see moisture beginning to appear on the moisture meter. Now, has D-Max pitted just at the right time? What's he going to go for? Let's see what happens. Mr. Ryken's coming in as well. What's he putting fuel in? Just need a bit of a drink. What's he gone for? For intermediates. So D-Max has gambled to hope that the rain comes down a bit more. And that intermediates will be the right choice. I think, yeah, and Mr. Reinekes, he's really gambled. He's gone for wets. He's gone for the full wets. So I think at the moment he may sort of struggle a little bit on those, but maybe they'll come to him later in the race. We'll have to see. At the moment, it's still that you can see the moisture meter next to the tyre in the bottom left hand of the screen next to the race timer. You can see it's not quite past that first bar yet. So theoretically, you can still run on dry tyres. But it is getting close to going past that. It's now passing it, so you've got to be thinking about a minimum of intermediate tyres to get your best sort of look out of the race. So, and now Tasha's now coming into the pits. Did she have a problem? Because she's now behind three other drivers. She must have had an incident as well. Right, we'll have to look back at lap 12. We missed that. But, so I think Phil's gone out on wets. Falcon is on intermediates. Mr. Vines has gone out on wets. D-Max on intermediates, what we saw, and Tash has gone out on wets. Nereid has gone out on wets. Reinekes on wets. So yeah, so the only drivers on intermediates is D-Max and Falconer. The two New Zealanders. They're used to lots of rain, so they think, intermediates, mate, are absolutely fine. So we'll see. But as you can see, it's now becoming down a bit. Everyone's slowing down a bit now. This is the out lap. So we won't get an indication how much slower this is going to be until the next lap. But D-Max might give us a clue. Yeah, D-Max is going to be the first one to give us a clue, I think. Oh, there we go. So the 12th lap he did was a 1:15. What's he doing on this lap? So this is the second lap he's done on intermediate tyres, I think. Pretty certain. Again, it looks like it's going to be a similar lap time a bit. So yeah, 1:16 that time. So we're looking at being about 7 seconds slower at the moment. If we're going by D-Max. But these guys are on wets. Is that not the right decision? We shall soon see. Obviously, they go underneath the tunnel, it's dry as anything, but then they suddenly come back out here again, and it's a different kettle of fish. So Phil now second and second. Tash has dropped down to fifth, so she must have had a moment somewhere. Ooh, Mr. Vines is struggling there, and Phil's making a bit of an impression. Oh, and he's... Where is he? Oh, no. We can't really see him very well because the TV camera's not doing that very well there. What's going on? Oh, he's going around. He's got it pointing in the right direction now. He's dropped down to fourth, but he did have a bit of a gap to fifth in for Neredith. And Neredith's got ahead of Tasha as well, so I don't know if she's had another moment. Maybe the wet tyres are... But no, ooh, now we are getting wet. It's now getting very wet. You can see what that moisture meter now is getting higher and higher. So it's about... Ooh. The barrier came to a rescue there. Ooh. D-Max and Falconer, I think, are struggling big time. Phil's gone zooming past. Intermediates don't seem to be enough anymore. Whoa! I think D-Max went into the wall there, I think. Falcon's just taking it steady. I don't know. Oh, they are struggling. Big time. So unfortunately, intermediates seem to be the wrong choice. Oh, you can see him just struggling. He's obviously wheel spinning down the straight. Oh, no! Poor Falconer. He's got to find reverse as quickly as possible. Then, oh dear. Let's not embarrass our friend anymore. But D-Max is still going in fourth. Is taking it steady. Also trying to get round to the... I would assume we're going to go into the pits and change to wet tyres because it really is lashing down now. There's a lot of water surface spray on the track now. You can see the tracks, being made by the tyres on the tarmac there. You can see where cars are going through, so you can definitely tell with a good dousing of rain is coming down upon the track. Jay Ryken has obviously made their right decision when he pitted on wet straight away. And what's D-Max doing? Is he going to continue to hope that the conditions improve? Or is he going to pit for wets? And he's still going. He's keeping out. So D-Max is going to keep going. Falconer. Is he going to continue? He's... Oh, bless him. He's now 14 seconds behind Michael, so he's dropped a long way back. But D-Max has still been able to keep in contention. Tash is back up to third again. But they are 15 seconds away from Phil, and Phil's 15 seconds away from Mr. Vines. So there's a big gap between first and second and third. So it has spread the field out. The only where it gets, just behind here, so fourth, fifth, sixth. It's just fourth to sixth is close, and then there's gaps, big gaps between everybody else. So we're coming up to 20 minutes gone, so we're just going to be coming up to 10 minutes to go in this race. What's happening here with the conditions? So they're holding around where intermediate should be good enough. So maybe it will come back to D-Max and Falconer, which we'll just have to see. But still, yeah, with how much moisture's on the track, wets will still do a good job. They're not really wearing, so someone's flashing their lights at someone, trying a Scotty Senior tactic. Hiya, Richard. Yes, there was a delay, mate. They did their first qualifying session and it just wouldn't load into the race, unfortunately. So they decided they all agreed that they'd re-qualify because a couple of people I think got kicked out. Had an error message come up, something along those lines, and had to rejoin the room. But obviously, then they lost their quali; they couldn't enter the race. So people were all happy to re-qualify, and they all qualified in very similar positions. To be fair, the only downside is with the stream from my stream is that I'm not getting any engine sound for some reason in the race. If I went back to the lobby menu. Oh, who was that? That's Phil. Oh, he spun it round. He was sitting comfortably in second place. He's had another moment, but he's turned it round fairly quickly. He's still sitting in sixth, but oh, he'll be disappointed with that. D-Max in fifth. Meredith up to fourth. Catching Jay Reineken as well. Meredith having a good race. Nice to see them back and getting stuck in amongst it. So this is the closest sort of battle. But yeah, so why I'm not getting any race sound, never had that problem before. I noticed Matt, I know he goes direct, he streams direct from his PlayStation. I'm not. This is the second or third time I've gone through the PC, and before it's never been a problem. Or through my laptop, and why it's doing that, because obviously my sound's coming through all right. The menu sound's coming through all right. When I do that, you'll be able to hear that sound because I can hear it. But for some reason, no engine sound. But there was no point in me trying to fiddle around it as much. Just as long as we can see the race, it's just as exciting. But I'll have to do a test during the week at some point and find out if it's to do with streaming direct from the PlayStation or going through the laptop was a mistake. But I've not had that problem before. I'm just wondering if it's a glitch from the update. I don't know. But like I said, I know it's not causing a problem for Matt because I've hopped into his stream just to check. But maybe it's alright for PS4s and PS5s is a problem. I don't know. So, and we're still racing. I'm sure the other lobby, the Pro-Am lobby, are probably finished now. As you can see, so we've got a tight battle going on here for third, fourth, and fifth. Now it's in a non-alcoholic bottle of bubbly position. Oh, and they're catching up with Tasha. They're doing better on their wets in these slightly drying conditions. You can see the moisture meter is going down a little bit. So, will wets just completely drop off at the end of this race and people on intermediates will be better, but at the moment the wets are coping. So I don't know if it's just Tasha just struggling with the conditions a little bit. Maybe not suiting the Lambo too much. But she's definitely under pressure from three drivers behind her now. We've got Meredith in third, D-Max in fourth, and Reineken in fifth. Phil is quite a way back in sixth, 13 seconds behind now. So he does need a little bit of help from something going wrong ahead of him. Michael is a further 8 seconds back, and then Falconer is 23 seconds back. So I would have thought he'd be on the better tyre now, but I think he's just too far behind. So you would think D-Max would be the most dangerous driver here out of this group here. You think he'd be the quickest, but it's not quite proving that at the moment. You think with that moisture meter going down, you think it should start to come to him really, D-Max, but it's not proving that to be that way at the moment. We'll just check in with our leader. Well, he's 44 seconds ahead, so this is like Nigel Mansell 1992 sort of domination. We've got coming up to 4 minutes to go. He should be fine on fuel, so no issues there, I don't think. Will he be lapping? Has he lapped anyone yet? Yes, he has. He's lapped Falconer. And then Michael's just ahead of him. So he's only lapped Falconer so far, but Michael's not far ahead of him. But performance full of dominance, even though he did make a mistake earlier in the race. Other people have made more mistakes, and that's what it's all about in these sort of changeable conditions. Make as few mistakes as possible, you're more likely to come out on top. So we've got Tasha here in second, being closely pursued by D-Max now. Now just drop back down to fifth. Unfortunately, maybe they now begin to struggle a little bit on their wet tyres. Reineken in fourth. I think D-Max is starting to come to him now. Those tyres are beginning to look better than anyone running on wets. Shame he's so far away from Mr. Vines, but it looks like I would say he's going to take Tasha, but Tasha's fighting back. She's saying, no, not yet. You're going to have to do better than that. Not going to give it up without a fight. So he tries it round the outside. Cutting back in, but very sensible just to hold back, just to try and keep close behind, not make too many big gamble moves on those corners around there sometimes. Best to try and get a good run out of this corner, this penultimate right-hander, and then get into the slipstream all the way down into the start and finish straight around the last long right-hander. The bank right-hander here. He's got a much better chance this time. It doesn't help, it's not Tasha's fault, but with the sort of, jumping around, it makes the driver behind go, ooh, I'm not sure where do I go, But he has done it, but Tasha's still fighting back. I think D-Max is going to have this time. He has. Oh, and Tasha had a bit of a moment there, I think. She's dropped down to fourth now because Reineken got past here. I think she had a bit of a snap of oversteer there because coming out of that corner, and that's just sent her a bit wide nearly into the barrier, and that's allowed Reineken to get through into third. So after having a bit of a torrid qualifying session, Mr. Reineken, and a struggle, he suddenly now finds himself in third place. So not too bad of how the race has come together for him. So we're coming into the final minute of this race. Right, we'll see where Mr. Vines is. That's where he is. Got to keep an eye on him. We don't want to miss him going across the line. Oh, the host has ended the game. So I don't know if Phil had something happened to his connection, because I don't believe he would have manually done that. So we'll see if oh dear, it's not gone very smoothly tonight, unfortunately, with the network environment and things like that. Maybe Phil will hop into the chat, but if he might not have an internet connection maybe at the moment, that's what's happened, and he might not be able to tell us, but I don't know if that was the same for everyone else. I assume so because it said the host ended there. Yeah, it's not on here anymore. I know, D-Max. I know. You're in a solid second. I don't know what will happen there, but I mean, in laws of Formula One, when 75% of the um, race is gone, yeah, you would get 4 points, and that would be the result confirmed. So, yes, yeah, Falconer, yeah, that was, yeah, that was unlucky, really. Did almost work. But, yeah, it was all a bit bizarre. I would have thought Phil would have said something there if he was in the chat. Obviously, I would say he's had an internet connection problem. So I would say that's what's gone on there. Yeah, D-Max did it very well. So if not sure if the victory was on, but definitely a solid second. Well, I think second. I won't be surprised if they confirm that result. Just look at my stream, and that's the only way they can do it, really, isn't it? I don't think there was any issues in the race as such. You'll just have to look at the stream here and just make a note of the at that point. I can go back in it and just pause it anyway. Where are we? Oh, hang on, a little bit further. Yeah, so I mean it was Mr. Vines, D-Max, Reineken in third, Tash, then Meredith, then Michael, then Falconer, and yeah, that was all of you, wasn't it? There was 7 runners in the race, so you just have to go back to that, and that was at a point of less than a minute to go. I don't see anyone trying to rerun the race after doing that. I really don't. A bit different when if it'd be like 12 or 13 minutes. It's a bit different. Yeah, we will see DMS. We'll just have to see, won't we? Yeah. I'll see if there's something has anything been spoke about. Oh, Phil's just now said on Discord. They rerun it without me. Sorry, my emotions got to me. I quit the race for not realising what I did. Well, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think in less than a minute anything was going to change it. To see what everyone else says, but I am getting a little bit tired now. I've got to get up for work in the morning. Oh, it's Jairus Tollers is Mr. Reineken, isn't it? Yeah. But then again, I suppose he'd argue he was running in third and maybe having a go at D-Max. You never know. I don't know what to say really. Root, don't ask, mate. For poor old Phil, I think it wasn't going very well for him, and jumped out and decided to quit and forgot that he was hosting the race, and that was with less than a minute to go. I knew there was something missing in that running on. There was 8 runners, and who was in the race. Forgot about Phil, and yeah, I think he jumped out. No, I don't think. Yeah, not tonight. I don't think you can do it again. I mean, no, I won't say that. Unless you're just saying that yourself. I personally, in my personal opinion, with it less than a minute to go, in any other motor race, if we're calling this a sim race, that result would be confirmed as that running order. And I think that's the fairest way of doing it. Now, I agree with Mr. Vines there. It is not really, I wouldn't be able to do it again next week, unfortunately, next Saturday. But I personally feel that is race result. That will be, I will send that message, to Dyko anyway. With less than a minute to go. I mean, it's not. It's a bit different when it's like like what happened to Rue's lobby when they had their strange glitch happen. It was only like barely halfway through the race, if I remember right. That's a bit different. And I think that's the order. You can see the order there. Well, I've stopped it on the stream. And obviously I wasn't able to save a replay. But I've got it on stream here, and it goes through Mr. Vines, D-Max, Jay Reineken, Tasha, Crazy Birchshire in fourth, DTI Neredith in fifth, Michael in sixth, and Falcon in seventh, and then obviously Phil in eighth. Some weird crashes as well, yeah. Not too many crashes in this one, just one or two moments, just at certain times which changed the sort of outlook of the race, because Tasha and Christian were very close together, but then she had a moment, and then he then was a long way ahead, and Phil had a moment, and he had a couple of moments which took him out of it completely, and he was a long way down, and he might have had another one which I didn't see. So yeah, but when I haven't had any engine sound either, that's been frustrating, and I don't know why that's really been the case. So we can't go and back the replay on that because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to save it, but I'll just go to that page. But yeah, it was a bit annoying why that wasn't working, which I'm going to have a fiddle around with during the week anyway to find out why that did that. Before tonight, I will literally go back into a lobby and just spectate one and see if that's the same when I disconnect it from the laptop, see what happens. Yeah, so you don't get that bad lap. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But in motorsport, I think that's how the result will be declared. So, but there we go. But that's where I think, yeah, yeah. Don't you come in here and start and stirring it all up. Look, we have less of that. We'll have less of that. But to be fair, though, it was a fairly enjoyable race, folks. Obviously not for Phil, bless him. Obviously that's what he's always getting to him a bit, and it all does to us, doesn't it? We all go through that now and again. Don't blame him. It's just bless him. He obviously. Has everyone gone on sport mode and checked their connection? Yeah, I can do that. What's it like? I must admit, I never did it. Yeah, I'll just have a look, see what's like test connection quality for me. Oh, the test feature cannot be used at this time. Please wait and try again later. Oh, now I can use it. Mine's 26, which was. This is a good network environment, so mine's okay. Yeah. So it's just maybe a good idea to check that, folks, see how you're getting on with that. But obviously we know why our race stopped. It was just due to poor old Phil having a bit of a bad time. But bless him, I'm not, I'm not going to have a go at him about it. But there we go. Yeah, the Inters were a brave choice, but you sometimes you got to gamble it, haven't you? Um, yeah, you did find if you didn't have that sort of mistake there, I think you'd have been definitely sort of with third and fourth there. I think because the intermediates came back at the end, so I think you'd have had a chance, big chance. Weird how PD haven't managed to get the difference right very well. My brain could either be just being very slow after doing all this, watching all this qualifying and racing. I'm not sure what he's trying to say there. Weird how PD haven't managed to get the difference right very well. Hmm. Well, like I say, it took us ages to get into a race, and that didn't seem to work. I think putting qualifyings back in has uh, glitched the lobbies up even more. It'll be interesting to see when I'm going to try out in a minute and hop into someone's lobby and just see if I can get engine sounds once I disconnect it again, or I'll just leave it like this. Once I just stop the stream and see. All right. So what are you saying? Okay, so when the track started to dry, the intermediates was quicker than the wet. Yeah, as which they should do. As it starts to dry again, the intermediates should come back in, which was beginning to happen. It's only because Falcon had a bit of an error. They would have been it'd have been up there as well. But with D-Max, the race came back to him, and he was getting past Tasha and sort of pulling away there in second. But obviously Christian had one hell of a lead over 40 seconds. So I wouldn't say the wets were still quicker by uh, as it was drying out, still wets where that crossover point is. Maybe they're not getting that quite right, but obviously when you're going by something like a bar just going up and down, I mean obviously the crossover will take a little bit longer anyway. When you're speeding the time up, which you can do in this game, when it dries and so forth, it's going to be hard to get it exactly spot on. I would have thought, but the intermediates as it was drying off. Once it got down to that the first bar, that's when the intermediates kicked in and were beginning to be quicker than the wets. I found. Yes, I believe he did. Yeah, yeah, he stayed on wets. Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we only had a minute left, so I don't think a lot would have changed. But like I say, once it sort of got to that first bar, and just try and see if we can have a look here. Yeah, so it's just got below that first bar, and intermediates have, sort of kicked in again and sort of took over. Well, I mean, you could argue wet would fall apart if everyone kept staying on the drier line, but some of the wet drivers were kept going on the wet, where it's off the off racing line. Then that moisture bar does change. So if you move off to the wet side, then your wet shouldn't fall. You keep cooling them down, then they shouldn't fall apart. So in that sense, they sort of do get that reasonably right, because if you do notice, they'll run off um, off the racing line. Yeah, the moisture meter goes back up again, so it's better for the wets. So there we are. So you know, thank you, Falco. Much appreciated. But Yeah, so we haven't got a replay to look at, so we'll leave it there, folks. And obviously, we'll see you for whenever the last race is, which I will just have double check for you. Let's just have a look. You probably already know, you know better than me, but just for any viewers that watch us at a later time. So it looks like to be 10th of December. And we've got the Tokyo Express Southway counterclockwise. Okie dokie. Right. I never do like driving that track, so I'm glad I'm not. I'm just commentating on it. That'll be fine. So we shall look forward to that for the final race of the season. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekends, folks, and I hopefully see you around in one or two of the other people's streams. All right, so take care. Been good to commentate on this one again. Sorry about no engine sound once again, but I don't seem like I could do anything about that. But all the best, folks. Look after yourselves, and we'll catch you soon. Bye bye for now.